today we are solving equations with variables on both sides of the equal sign. Everything up till now, we just had x's on one side, okay? And so today we have the letters on both sides. So I want to just go back to my balance model again. And just like before, your delta math starts with, a balance like this and bags instead of our little X blocks that we've been using here. So these are my X's. So you can see here, how many X's do I have? 4. Yeah, there's 4 of them. They're all X's. And maybe I've got an X over here with, I don't know, something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what is that, 6? Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So here is my setup. Here's my starter equation. And just like before, our job is to figure out the value of one of these X's, or in Delta Math, they're bags, all right, really light little bags. And so what we need to do, again, just like before, we had to get rid of all the little units. Here's all my units. They happen to be together here. But I really want all the bags on one side, okay? So what can I do so that all the bags, all the X's are together? Yeah, okay, so I want to get rid of this X, the X on the right, but if I get rid of an X on the right, what else must I do? Yeah, I have to keep it balanced, so I have to get rid of my X on the left too. So as long as I'm taking away an X from both sides, I keep my equation balanced, okay? And so now I have just X's on the left, and now I can say, okay, well, how many units fit into each X? 2. Yeah, we can sort of separate them apart and say, all right, that X gets 2, that X gets 2, and that X gets 2. So this is what we're doing. We are collecting all the X's on one side, making sure we keep our balanced equation, okay? Now we can also, well, we'll go with that. So that is the idea we are starting with today. So with multi-step equations, we might have some simplifying we need to do. You'll have to ask yourself, do we need to distribute? Do we need to combine like terms? And then we will get the variables on one side. I like to say, I have a phrase for everything. Letters on the left. Letters on the left. And that is the phrase that I'm going to use today. Letters on the left. We want to take all the X's and move them to the left-hand side. All right, letters to the left. That's what we are going to do in this class. And then we can go ahead and move the numbers to the other side and solve. So once we get all the letters to the left, everything will be just like before. All right. So we're going to give this a try. Do I need to distribute a number 1? Nothing, there's no parentheses here. And so I'm going to go ahead and just draw my little wall, just like we've been doing. And what I see is I have 8X on the left-hand side, and I have a 2X on the right-hand side, but I need all my X's to be on the left. So I want to take this one that's over here on the right. This is the positive 2X. And I need to take that, and I need to remove it from the right-hand side. How am I going to remove this positive 2X? Yeah. Subtract it. We're going to subtract it. Just like we took it off of the balance, we're going to subtract 2X, but I'm going to do it from both sides. So I'm going to line it up with my 8X because they're friends. They're both like terms. So the problem is that we want to actually remove the whole thing and rearrange it. So just like when I had my 4X's on my balance and my 1X on the other side, what I'm doing when I remove something, I'm not dividing, I'm actually subtracting it away, right? So I'm subtracting 1 from both sides. Here, we're subtracting 2X's from both sides. Positive 2X and negative 2X cancel out. Now, I have 8x's minus 2x's, which is 6x's. So we're combining those, and then I'm just going to bring down my positive 17, and I'm going to bring down my positive 35. So we don't want to lose track of anything. Now, this looks like what we did all last week. So what should we do next to get that variable all by itself? Yeah, we're going to subtract the 17 from both sides. So we can subtract the 17 from both sides. So I have just a 6x on the left-hand side. And what is 35 minus 17? 18. Okay. Now this says 6 times x. So what's our very last step? Divide. 6 times x we can cancel out by dividing both sides by 6. Times by 6 and divide by 6 go away. So I get x equals 3, and we are finished. Okay? Let's try number 2. I'm going to draw my wall. I don't have anything to distribute or any like terms to combine. I want my letters to the left. Letters to the left. So I have a positive 2k. How do I move it to the left? Minus 2k. We're going to subtract 2k from both sides. Positive 2k and negative 2k cancel each other out. And on the left-hand side, I can combine those. 7k's minus 2k's is 5k's. Yeah. Bring down my plus 8 and bring down, what do I bring down on the right-hand side? Very good. It is a negative 37. Don't lose track of your negatives. They're attached. All those signs to the left go along for the right. So we have a negative 37. All right, now k wants to be all alone, so what can we do? Subtract 8, very good. Subtract 8. Positive 8, negative 8, go away. So we're left with the 5k is equal to a whole lot of negatives here. How many negatives do we have? Negative 45. Lots of negatives there. Negative 45, and then this is 5 times k. How do we get rid of times by 5? Divide by 5 on both sides. Very good. Times by 5 and divide by 5 go away. K is all by itself, so it's happy. And negative 45 divided by 5 is negative 9. Beautiful. Okay, questions so far? All right. These are all really good problems. Let's look at number 3. Again, I'm going to draw my wall here. Letters to the left. Letters to the left. What should we do first? Yeah, I got to move this thing with the letter on it. The 9m is unhappy. We're going to move him to the other side. We're going to subtract 9m's. So positive 9m and negative 9m go away. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is weird. M minus 9m. It's a 1m. Very good. Who's going to win this war? The negatives. The negatives are going to win by how many? 8. Very good. Negative 8m. Bring down the plus 3 and bring down the negative 13. All right, what should we do next? Yep, that m wants to be all alone, so we're going to get rid of this plus 3 by subtracting it first. All right, so we left with negative 8m equals, that's a whole lot of negatives, negative 16. Got a whole lot of negatives there. And then this is negative 8 times m. Divide away that negative 8. Get rid of the whole thing. Divide both sides by negative 8. So we get m is equal to positive 2. Very good. How do you feel about this? Is it okay? Yeah? Okay. Let's look at number 5. Let's look at number 5. I'm going to draw my wall, ladies and gentlemen. And again, letters to the left. Letters to the left. So, if the letters have to go to the left, what do we need to do? Subtract 2a. We're going to subtract 2a from both sides. Am I subtracting the 2a from the 40? No, why not? It doesn't have an A on it. We can only subtract things that have matching parts, so they both have the A's. So, this is a little bit screwy, isn't it? Let's see. 6A's minus 2A's is 4A's. And I have a plus 40, and I have my equal sign. What's left on the right-hand side? A 0. So we need like a placeholder. Positive 2a and negative 2a technically is nothing. 0 needs to be there to hold the place, to keep, again, our things balanced. We have to have something over there. You can't just be a blank space. Okay. All right, Indy. No, okay. All right, so next, what should we do? Yeah, subtract the 40. Now we can get something over there. All right, so positive and 40 and negative 40 is 0. That goes away. So we're left with the 4a is equal to negative 40 now on the right-hand side. And then we can, this is divide by 4. 4 times a, we're going to divide by 4. Very good. So we get a is equal to negative 10. Beautiful. Okay? Question so far? All right. Do we need to ramp up the difficulty a little bit? Should we do one that's out of order? Let's do number 8. Let's do number 8. All right, letters to the left. Letters to the left. What should we do? Subtract 5C's. Subtract 5C's. And again, I'm lining it up with its friend. All right, positive 5C and negative 5C go away. And so I have leading off here, negative 50. And then, negative 6. Very good. Negative 6C. That is a negative 1C and a negative 5C. It's a whole lot of negatives. It's 6 negative C's. Equals, what's on the right-hand side? Negative 2. Very good. That negative comes along for the ride. And again, C wants to be all alone. Doesn't want any of those other numbers with it. So what should we do? Add 50. Add 50. Very good. Positive 50 and negative 50 disappear. So I'm left with the negative 6C equals positive 48. There we go. Positive 48. Positives win by 48. And then? Yeah, this is negative 6 times C, so we're going to divide by the entire negative 6. Because that C wants to be alone. And 48 divided by negative 6 is? Negative 8. Beautiful. Okay. Give me a thumbs up. How are we feeling? Thank you. Okay. Let's turn the page and make it a little harder. So today you are going to see a couple with some distribution and combining like terms. So let's look at number 13. We have parentheses. What does parentheses tell you you need to do? Distribute. Yeah, this is definitely a distribute first. All right, distribute. Very good. So we're going to take our 4 and it's going to multiply in. And we're going to multiply in the 2. And when we multiply, do the parentheses remain or do the parentheses go away? Yeah, they go away. So let's see. 4 times k is 4k's. And then 4 times negative 2, negative 8 equals. On the right-hand side, we have 2 times k, 2k's. And then 2 times negative 9. Negative 18. Very good. So distribute first. And now I can draw my wall. And we want the letters to the left. So we're going to subtract 2k's. Wouldn't we? Never mind. Okay. Positive 2k and negative 2k disappear. So I think if they were on the same side of the equals, that is what you would do. So what happens here is they're on opposite sides of the equal sign. And I like to think about that equal sign like an electric fence, okay? And what happens is 2K wants to join with 4K because they're friends, right? But he has to cross the electric fence. And in order to cross the electric fence, that's why we changed the sign. Okay? Does that kind of it's a kind of a silly story, but when you have to cross that equal sign, we have to do the opposite, okay? Because it's on the opposite side. So that's why it became a negative 2K. Positive 4K and negative 2K is? Who wins? Positives by 2. Good. And then we have our minus 8 equals negative 18. All right, K wants to be all alone, doesn't like any neighbors. Add 8. Very good. Add 8. Again, that 8 wants to go with his friend. So again, he's changing sides, opposite sign. All right, so we get a 2K equals, we have a negative 18 and a positive 8. Who wins? Negatives by 10. Very good. And then we can, last step here, divide. Divide by 2. So the K is alone and we get negative 5. Very good. All right, you doing okay? Okay, last one here, number 15. Number 15, what do we have to do first? Again, we have to distribute a couple of times. We have to distribute on both sides here. Distribute really means multiply it in. Let's see, so negative 8 times P, negative 8P, negative 8 times positive 2. Negative 16. Good. Don't leave behind anybody. I'm going to bring down that positive P and my equal sign, and then I have to distribute again. What's 4 times P? 4P. And 4 times positive 3? Positive 12. And again, don't leave anybody behind. We have that plus 5 there as well. Now, I need to do some simplifying first. So on this one, we had to distribute, and now we also have to combine like terms. And I'm going to keep it separate here. On the left-hand side, what things can I put together? Yeah, we have a positive 1P and that negative 8P, and they need to combine. They're like terms. Negative 8P's and positive 1P makes negative 7P's minus 16. Now, just looking at the right-hand side. So again, now I don't want to look at the left-hand side. I just want to simplify that right-hand side. What can we combine on the right-hand side? Yeah, positive 12 and positive 5. What would that combine to be? 17, yeah. So 4P and a positive 17. So when they're on the same side, you do exactly what it says, okay? You don't have to change any signs. You don't have to do the opposite or anything like that. We just want to clean it up. Now it's nicely clean. Now we can draw our wall and make our letters on the left. Letters on the left. All right, I want my letters to the left, so what are we going to do? Yeah, minus 4P, minus 4P. That way, all my letters are on the left-hand side. And so negative 7P's and negative 4P's is negative 11P's. Lots of negatives. Minus 16 is equal to 17. And P wants to be all alone. Add 16. Very good. Add 16. So we have negative 11P is equal to, how many positives are here? 33. Oh, all right. And then P wants to be all alone. Divide by negative 11. Very good. So negative 11 divided by negative 11 is a 1P, which is what we're looking for. P wants to be all alone. And we get a negative 3. Beautiful. Lots of work today, ladies and gentlemen. Is this something we can do in our head very easily? So math is about communicating the math in a logical way. And what's really fascinating about that is that on my Facebook, I'm in all these other math groups. I know, it's lame. But the math in Saudi Arabia is the same as the math in Greece. It's the same as the math in China. It is the same as the math in Japan. It is the same as the math in Great Britain. It's all the same everywhere, and that's what's really cool about math, okay? You're not just learning to do things in your head. You're learning to communicate math across the globe. It's pretty fascinating. So please show your work, get out paper, keep your notes handy, and I will release your Delta Math.